everybody, and welcome. If you're new here, hi, what's up? If you're not, welcome back. I finally get to do. I'm doing one of the two projects I've been wanting to do for a while now. Sorry, and that is paint this cover. Well, sort of. I'm just doing half now. I'm gonna do half later. I'm not splitting this video in half, but I'm probably just gonna do. This is really late. Just a sketch and drawing, and then painting another day. Anyway, so this book is kind of a sketchbook, not really. It is my study guidebook where I put all my notes to study. These are like vocabularies. I need a version of then my notebook is more concentrated and focused on what I need and quick notes, and has like straight to the point. So I finished this one, and I have a new one because notes are carrying over. I decided I want to finally paint the cover of this one, cover this all this nasty up, and yeah. So I'm going to get started, at least with the sketch.
So this originally was supposed to take 2 days. Originally, this took way longer than that, like give or take 3 days longer than I originally wanted to. And there's a reason for that. But before I get into that, usually I watch YouTube when I'm drawing or painting. Excuse me. And I just heard this wonderful voice serenading me, and I just want to share it. I was listening to C.VA's one of his videos, so here it is. I actually don't know where it is in the video. I'm just saying it right now because I'm doing all this on my phone, editing, recording, whatever, all it. Except for the drawing. That's not on my phone. As you can see, it's on my book. Anyway, so the reason why it took a few days is because, well, as it says on the book, I'm studying the language. So I had to, I was doing the painting because I want to take a break because the week before I started doing this project, I had a few tests and I just want to take a break from it. And then the following week, when I decided to take the break, it was like right after I sketch and paint the teal technically, on the cover. I had to study because I had a week full of tests for the whole week, Monday to Friday. And then the following week, I didn't have much tests, but I had 2 tests coming up that I really needed to focus on. So I didn't pick up the painting until maybe midway, just because it was building up too much stress. And I'm like nothing would be retained if I just keep studying without taking a break. So I took a break, and then I tried going back to it. That was the 3rd day, and then I stopped again. So this is technically 4 days. So now I finished it. So this is the 4th day. And yeah, here we go. And it's spring break, so I don't know how to study right now. I mean, I'm still going to review and study what I have learned. But right now, it's no pressure to take a test, basically. So, yay! Finally got it done. And the thing that took longest was mostly the words. Just painting the words took forever to do. And, oh, I cracked. Not like that. But anyway. So, there was a few problems that went on with this painting besides that. Oh, and it was mainly if you can tell from the beginning, as it progressed, you will notice that I have started with 4 paints, and now I have 5. And that's because I had to buy another paint, yellow, to make the skin. Because as I was doing it, I realized, oh shit, I have...
Oh shit. Fuck. I love you. ろくに言わないダメダメよダメなのよなんなのよこの涙バカみたいそのうちの定めちょ教えてよその仕組みを
Oh, apologies because I've been rushing through this video. I forgot to mention, I think 2 things. First of all, this thing that I use to mix the paint. I got it from the dollar store. It came as a pack. It doesn't have, the dollar store here doesn't sell pallets like they do in America. The dollar store tree, I will give them that. They do sell pallets, so I'm happy for that. But they don't sell palette knives, although they sell paint and they have palettes, and they don't have palette knife. But yeah, so I've been using what for to mix the paint is actually something for claying. By the way, they have clay here. They sell clay in the dollar store, but they don't sell palette knives. So I'm using the clay molding thingy as a palette knife. So yeah, there you go. And I was gonna mention something else. I think it was about the character. Yeah, she was made up randomly. I just made her up on the spot like one time, and she's in the book, so I made her the cover. There you go. Anyway.
As I was doing it, I realized, oh shit, I have to paint the skin. There was a thought that I would leave it the color of the book, but then it would really stand out in an unflattering way. I had to paint the skin. And color theory 101. Here we go. Yellow means not green and red makes brown. The green I have is technically aqua green. Basically, there's blue in that green. So, if you know what makes purple, red, and blue, that color, the brown, is not going to show up. And since green is basically yellow and blue, that means there's more blue than yellow. So, I will most likely get purple when I mix the green, teal green, aqua green, whatever, with the red. I will get purple, and I was right. And to balance that purple out, I had to get yellow because the color for purple is yellow. So there you go. Here, if you've ever wanted to know color 101, now you know how to fix it. And the thing about the purple too, by the way, with the teal versus the teal and red versus the blue and red, because I use both of those to make purple. The teal and because of the yellow, the teal green, the teal and red is a light purple. Big shocker, but it was like a nice, more reddish color, I guess you could say, which is a good surprise to know. So there you go. And that was not just the only problem. The next problem I had to face was mixing it. It was very frustrating because at the first instance it was just putting plain color like pure teal and pure white. It was fine using the paper. Now, not to sound cheap, I wasn't being cheap. I just I didn't want to go get a palette right now. Eventually I had to. I also had problems mixing paint. The paper was pretty much sucking up the paint. It was very frustrating. I'm like, oh. And so eventually I got a palette, and I also bought something to mix the paint in with. And for the most frustrating thing and thing I had the most nervous about, other than the flowers, which came out okay, I liked it enough, was the face, because I was using a brush that wasn't really small. It was kind of thick, but it surprised me I was able to get some kind of decent result. So I'm happy with the face. That was the biggest shocker to me throughout this whole thing. That and the paint. But more about that later.
Okay, so before I leave or end this video, just one more thing. I just have to talk about this. It's about these paints. Oh my gosh. So I had my share of using cheap paints. I have used the Dollar Tree cheap paint. I have used the Art 101 cheap paint. And of all this paint, this is the best paint quality ever. And I think it comes down to the white, because of all the paints I have tried that's like dollar or less are very transparent. It's not very white at all. Like even if you try to blend it to line up a color, it doesn't light the color up at all. Many things just made it probably darker or no effect at all. This not only actually work as a white and lighting the color of the paint, either by mixing or on the palette or whatever you're putting on the board, paper, book, whatever, it actually worked as white paint. Oh my gosh, and I am so impressed by the dollar store quality paint in this from the dollar store. Basically, that's it. And if you could see from earlier or later or now, whatever, that they show you that how it looks. I show how it looks because when I use the Dollar Tree one or when I use R1, I had to really pile up that white to give an effect of white because it was just dry transparent. You just see what's underneath it. Very frustrating, as I said. So anyway, that's it. Okay, back.
And that's it for now. So later.